the Olympic Games, the NHL, Premier League, the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup, and Primetime's #1 show, Sunday Night Football, only on NBC.
Overlooking Lake Geneva and directly across the water from the Olympic headquarters in Lausanne, Switzerland, we're in Evian-les-Bains, France, on the side of a very soggy mountain today for the final round of the 5th and final major of the season on the LPGA Tour. Two words that can change a career forever. Major champion. It's not a title you're given. It's a title you earn. It requires more than talent. It's about the courage, the fight, the passion, a will to never give up until dreams become a reality. A major champion.
Henderson, first of many to come.
Major championship on the resume of Brittany Lane.
Thailand has a major champion, Rio Olympian.
This is about more than what you can win. This is about what you can become. Today, the final major champion of the season will be crowned here at the Evian Championship. Golf Channel on NBC, in association with the LPGA Tour, proudly presents, as part of the season-long race to the CME Globe, final round coverage of the Evian Championship. It is a charming French town that has been a holiday destination for European royalty for centuries, and of course, it's known for its water. It's not the bottled type that's playing a large role today, though. We've had rain throughout the week, and it will play a large role in this final round of the 5th and final major of the season on the LPGA Tour. Glad to have you with us, Terry Gannon, along with the Hall of Famer Judy Rankin. Judy, coming into the week, all the talk was about the world #1 Lydia Ko and Arya Jutanagarn, who had won 5 times this year. Both won major championships, but right away, it was Gee Chun who shot 63, took hold of this championship, and hasn't looked back yet.
She has not looked back, and those two players you mentioned at first have never really been a factor. Gee Chun has played the most magnificent golf, 63 in the first round, and as we've watched her play these first 3 rounds, there's no reason to think that she won't play just as well in the 4th round.
So Sunghyun Park is kind of playing the role of Gee Chun from last year at the U.S. Women's Open. Relatively unknown at that time to the American audience, at least. So too for Park, and she's been terrific on the Korean Tour all year long, but now threatening here. Yeah,
the interesting thing I think today is going to be if her length off the tee makes a big difference. She is about 16 yards longer off the tee than Gee Chun this week. She's longer than almost every player in the field this week, except for one. So she is a player to be reckoned with on a day when the golf course is going to really be long.
Yeah, as you can tell, it's going to be a long golf course today, stretching out on the side of this mountain because of all the rain. Judy and I in the booth here at 18, joined by Mike Ritz and Richard Kaufman as well, and Sandy McKenzie and Jerry Foltz out on the golf course walking with the players today as we take you back to Mike.
Terry, thanks very much. Well, Gee Chun started this day with a 4-stroke lead. She opened with 2 solid pars on a waterlogged course in a cold rain. Now from the fairway at the par 4 third. And hitting the fairways critical today. Playing lift clean in place. And watch this. Even though this green is soaked with water, the ball still releases down to the hole, and that would lead to birdie and a 5-stroke lead. Now at the par 3/8 after 4 pars in a row. This for her second birdie of the day. Gee Chun. 2 under on the day, 21 under par overall, and that is good for a 6-stroke lead, and that's how it stands right now. Gee Chun with a 6-stroke lead over 2 players, fellow South Korean players So-Yeon Yoo and Sung Hyun Park. So with that 6-stroke lead, one thing in question may not be the victory, but whether she's going to break a record. Gee Chun with a victory. It will be her 2nd win and her 2nd major championship, winning the U.S. Women's Open last year. Lydia Ko has wrapped up the Annika Major Award for overall performance in the 5 majors for the year. And will that scoring record fall? 21 under par would set a new mark. Terry, back to you.
Visible, so too across the way to Lausanne, Switzerland. We're here, Evian Les Bains, and at the base of the Alps in France. It figures to be a record-setting performance in many ways for Gee Chun, the 22-year-old from Seoul, South Korea, now in her 1st year on the LPGA Tour. She's running away with the Rookie of the Year award, but here she's running away with the event. Judy, she's already set the record for 54 holes in a major championship in women's golf. 19 under to start the day. Right now at 21 under, no man or woman has ever finished 21 under or better in a major championship.
Well, all I can say is it's very impressive. I stood on the practice tee and watched her on Tuesday afternoon with her coach and her caddy, and she was so focused and really had her mind on her work, and that's what she's looked like as she's played this week.
And now up by 6, playing with Shen Feng from China, major championship winner herself, the first one from China. At 14 under, had a double bogey back at 10, pars since, but that kind of took her out of it. And now work to do for par. Here's the par 3 14th. And the 3rd player in this group, Sung Hyun Park, has had a tough day. Even par for the day, not going to get it done, needing a big comeback. To 16, Se-Young Kim, delicately balanced here in the rough, just off the green. It's been a really difficult day for everybody. When the play began, it was really raining heavily. There was some doubt as to whether they could continue. The decision was made to keep playing. Turns out to be the right one, as since about an hour and a half in or so early today, the sun actually came out for a while, and it has been relatively dry. We're just dodging the raindrops now. Park, also 22 years of age. What a performance here. Her debut at the Evian.
She didn't quite make happen today what's been happening for her this season, as she's got a boatload of wins.
She's got 7 wins
on the Korean Tour.
15.
Angela Stanford had a crack at this green, didn't get it right. This is uphill all the way. It's going to put the brakes on very quickly. Yeah, nice shot, but it did put the brakes on.
Great time today.
Well, she waited a while for her first birdie of the day. Maybe another one coming up there for Angela.
Haru Nomura for birdie at 16 at 10 under par, just slides it by. Nomura from Japan, a big season, breakthrough season on the LPGA Tour. 2 wins, her first 2. All right, this final group on the green at 14, and Gee Chun, who has not made a bogey on the back 9 all week, has this to stay at 21 under.
And I don't think she has had as difficult a par save as this one on the back 9 all week. She scrambled a few times, but never with a 10-footer that's uphill early and downhill late.
So, Judy, you just witnessed the first.
And it's the first bogey of the day, not only the first bogey on the back 9, but the first bogey of the day for Gee Chun. And she just didn't want to see that, because she's at a position right now to just notch off 1 hole at a time. Just make that par. She does now go to the par 5, though, that is reachable, and she might be able to get that one back.
Trying to do what Sairi Pak did, make her first 2 wins on the LPGA Tour major championships. It was the U.S. Women's Open last season, where she came from nowhere, in terms of most golf fans at least, to win that. And now Shen Feng trying to save par. Big effort for her in Rio. Won the Olympic bronze medal. Afterwards, got an opportunity to meet the president back home in China. I said, "What'd you say to him?" She said, "I told him he was handsome." Nothing else to say.
She said that winning that medal and the greeting she got when she was home made her feel like a star.
And now Sung-Hyun Park, just 22, longtime competitor of Gee Chun. They've become friends out there, played together many times in this final group together, but not having a great day. Not awful, but just not going anywhere. Take a win to come to the LPGA Tour. Not sure if she wants to do that as of yet. Not going to Q school and trying to earn her way on. Just dominant back home in Korea.
Well, a bogey from Gee Chun, and suddenly if this can go in from Yeon, maybe we got a finish in our hands.
She knows it's going to sweep down that mountain.
Just a birdie, but suddenly that lead is reduced to 4 shots now by the former US Open champion Yeon without a win in 2 years. Got off to a great start, but that's her first birdie since the 5th. Well, no need to panic. Gee Chun, as she was overnight, with a 4-shot lead. But first mistake of the day, maybe a little bit of hope for the chasers.
Today's coverage is brought to you by Evian, 100% natural spring water, straight from the French Alps.
Back to the 15th tee with Sung-Hyun Park.
A lot of players feel she might have as close to the highest amount of club head speed in women's golf. Area Jukutanagorn, probably the one exception there. But she hits it high, she hits it straight, and that is not short.
Over 250 yards of carry, almost straight as a die as well.
So much width in this swing. That is just textbook position at the top. Shifts her weight to her left side. That leads her back to the ball. Stays well behind the ball in kind of an old school look of what we know as the reverse C, but a big, high, beautiful finish.
Last but not least, the leader.
The only thing she hasn't done flawlessly this week is driving the ball, although it has been very good. The rest of her game has been exceptional. There's a beauty, though.
A nice hole for her to come to, Judy, in a way, after what happened at the last.
Well, it could be an easy hole to pick that one back up, but we'll see. Here we are at 16.
The player in second, Yeon ready to go on the tee.
Oh, this is such a tough, tight pin. That is just with wedge tail breeze. It's a little too far right. She's trying to catch that bank.
Almost. I mean, okay. Still rolling, Jude. Can't give up on it.
You're afraid to talk.
Yeah. Maybe a couple of feet left of that. It would have trickled all the way down to the hole. 17.
Yeah, a hole further up is Yeon Kim.
And that's just with a hybrid, trying to hit the ball down the left side of the fairway, but short of the left bunker. Just about right.
Player managed to get it to 27 under par in one of her wins earlier this year.
Top American on the board, Angela Stanford at 10 under.
Again, this is just going to be wedge. This tiny little front left pin. It's a small area. Oh, very similar line to Soyeon's. Is it going to get the right bounce? Oh, I think it might. Trickling.
There it goes. Does catch the hill. Chance for a third birdie of the day. Took her to the 13th. She had all pars through 12 holes. Made birdie at 13. Bogey at 14. Comes off a birdie at the par 5. It's a great area to watch the action because you've got the 16th green up top there and the 18th green back where we are looking at it from the camera angle. It's a good seat, but not a dry seat today.
That's true.
It's been hard to be a fan out there.
Those that have been fans and have been here all day, we applaud you.
Temperature in the 50s, and it was a heavy rain early this morning. Serena Pillar 6 under with 1 to play. Split tees today. You've got threesomes, and they've gone off the 10th and the 1st, so you've got action on the entire golf course throughout the day. A string of Americans there with Kang and Korda, Lexi Thompson, Ellie McDonald from the Symetra Tour, former star at Mississippi State, 72 today. So a good showing for her.
Very good showing for her. Her first time to play here.
Yanni Sen, the former world #1 and dominant player, even par overall, 74, 3 over today to finish. So a tough day today, but this was a good tournament for her. Build some confidence, maybe.
It was a beginning, that's right.
And Lydia Ko, the #1 player in the world, is going to, it's almost 100% now, win that Rolex Annika Major Award. Top performer from the major championships. She won the first, the ANA Inspiration, to start the year. Not the week that she envisioned. 73, 2 over today. So they settle in to watch IK Kim on the tee at 16, Sandy.
This is just with an easy 9-0. Now this is a direct line. If she's got the right club, oh, that's very good.
IK in a share of 6, that 10 under. Missed a short one back at 14 to make bogey as we take you back to 15.
We're looking for our first Korean major winner of 2016. Just a question of which one, I suppose.
That's a 4 hybrid out of Gee Chun, 207 yards all the way to the flagstick.
This could be very nice. What an excellent shot that is. What a reaction to a first bogey of the day. So up at the 17th, up the hill. Perfect angle to this flag, really, for Se Young Kim. Couldn't have placed the tee shot much better.
You can see the flag just hanging limp, so no wind to factor in to any of these shots. Good shot, beauty.
She's another that you put in the category of surely a major soon. Well, they're making this 15th look easy. Shin Shin Fang now.
180 yards to the front right edge, 205 all the way back to the hole. Or 3 hybrid here. Side hill lie, which has been common all week long on this mountainside course. This is a high little draw that looks okay.
Yeah, A-okay.
Here at 16, So Yeon Yu to try to get it to 17 under.
And should be very thankful we've had some rain because it's going to slow this down just a fraction. Plenty of left to right in this. It's running. It's looking good.
And it was just a little baby stroke. She knew how quick it was going to be.
2 fabulous hits so far from this group into the par 5. Let's see if Sung Hyun Park can make it 3 out of 3.
Looks like 5 iron from 194 yards. Towering ball flight on a great aggressive line.
That's a fantastic shot. She's stalled a little in this final round. A lot at stake here, including a major, of course.
That is Serena Pillar just finding the fairway here at the par 4 18th, the most difficult hole on the golf course. Getting ready for his second shot, just even par on the day, 6 under overall.
Serena had a pretty good showing in each of the other 4 major championships this year. Her best at the ANA out in the desert, tied for 6th. Whole way back in this 18th green, that ball below her feet.
Husband Martin playing at web.com this week. Got it just to the edge. It's more dramatic, that shelf, than it looks on TV. Really falls off to the right. Looking for her first win still. Back to 17.
To the Hawaiian-based Japanese star Haru Nomura. It's been on a bit of a charge on the back nine, but no birdie there at 17. Well, how good were those second shots into 15 from this three ball?
Pretty incredible. This first attempt at eagle amongst this three ball, swinging left and on the speedy side.
A little tester left. She looks calm on the outside. Surely on the inside it's a little different. Here's her closest challenger. 4 behind.
She wants to try and leave this a little bit left centre. If you get too tight on that right-hand side, you're not down far enough, you can be cut out by those big trees. Yeah, it's going to be pretty good. She's kept it far enough out. That'll be absolutely perfect.
Is the wind picked up a little bit, Sandy?
Yeah, there is a little bit of breeze around now, and coming down here, it's coming directly behind them on the 17th and 16th holes.
Well, one eagle try down, 2 to go. Shan Shan Fang. Bit of pace to that putt, wasn't there?
You know, when somebody starts out with such a big lead as NG did today, the only way anyone's going to catch her is to have a really hot putter. And we haven't seen that player with a really hot putter today.
Yeah, Se-Yeon Kim's probably putted as well as anyone, but you don't need to be a great putter to knock this kind of length in, do you? Was a great birdie. Twice a winner this year. Last year's Rookie of the Year, and this year's Rookie of the Year, of course, looks like it's going to be in Gee Chun, especially after this week.
Se-Yeon Kim, the round of the day, 6 under. Up at 18, Brooke Henderson hit her tee shot in the rough. Had to play to here. This her third. Absolutely cannot play from the rough here today, Judy.
The rough is long, the rough is punishing, and the rough is wet.
Brooke Henderson, major championship earlier in the year, the KPMG. That's a Holly, 1 extra hole with Lydia Ko, that rivalry being born.
Well, this is surely the must-make putt for Park.
No question. And if she had the hot putter today or this week, we might have been treated to a Stenson Mickelson type shootout. But it has been pretty much ice cold.
She's got one there. Is it too little, too late though? 17 under, 3 behind, but of course a golden chance for birdie still coming up for Chun.
Yeah, you're going to see something here you don't see very often. When it's coming down to the wire, she gives her a little hand for making that eagle.
Yeah, great sportsmanship, isn't it? Known each other such a long time, since elementary school, I think.
That's right.
So this to get back to that magical mark of 21 under. Three holes to play, 4 shots the advantage. Finished 3rd last year, 4th on that leaderboard right now, Shan Shan Fang. maybe the biggest test coming up next, the par 3 16th for Gee Chun, as she was overnight, leading by 4.
A reminder, tomorrow The Voice is back. New coaches Miley Cyrus and Alicia Keys join Adam and Blake, and this changes everything. Emmy-nominated The Voice coming your way tomorrow at 8/7 Central on NBC. There's the view from behind the tee at 18. Yeon Kim at 14 under.
Not easy to hit this 18th fairway. It is narrow.
And just does stay in. Takes a little kick as you tee off that mountain up to your left, or actually on the side of it, heading down to Lake Geneva. 18 moved up today, 404. Used to be a par 5. It was much longer, but it's a difficult par 4 now. Got to be in the fairway to have a real chance, and Pillar was this a lengthy birdie putt.
Well, she hasn't found that first win, but I promise you she's been making regular trips to the bank.
Yep.
Played
Knocking on the
really
door.
good golf this year.
Got really close in Texas earlier this year.
She had a heartbreaker at the Olympics.
Will it? Yeah, what a way to finish. Yeah, she did. Stacey Lewis did. Quite a putt at 18 to say, I'm done. Walk off with a 70, 7 under. Feel pretty good about it.
Serena had a real chance for a medal at the Olympics and just did not play a good final round.
No.
She was really disappointed with herself.
And that's been the key for her. That's the one thing missing, closing the door on the final day.
That's right.
So park on the tee at 16, the par 3, as this final group comes down the final stretch.
It's only 130 yards today, 126 to get to the line with the flag. This is a pitching wedge and not a big one.
Player who we've seen in the major championships, seen a handful of times, but certainly not regularly. But the Korean players know all about her. Up to 17.
For Yeon, it is just a wedge. Contacts.
Spot on. Right down the throat of the flag there from Yeon Yu.
Shen Feng with the big gallery watching.
Pitching wedge as well.
Probably a perfect pitching wedge for Shen.
Yeah, but she was a little conservative there. The slope will help.
We've been watching this, and that's what it does. If you get lucky, Jude. Jump up to 18, which is not far away from that green at all. Brooke Henderson trying to save par. Just the beginning of a career that we're going to watch play out for some time. One of the bright young stars on the LPGA Tour. 7 under after the 70. And the last to go here at 16, the leader, Gee Chun.
That also a pitching wedge and a little more aggressive line than you might have expected.
You know, Jody, because she hasn't won, you forget about what she has done this year. 3 seconds, 3 thirds. She's been right there. Shared second place at the first major championship this year.
Yeah, she has contended so many times.
And right now, in command. So out here in the fairway at 18, the second for Haru Nomura. Tough start today, went out 37, 2 over par, but turned it on 11, 12, 13 birdies through that stretch, and then an eagle at 15.
set up there to hit a little bit of a cut ball below your feet when you play from the fairway at 18. And that is a half a club short.
Yeah, it's on the surface, but not on the right level. May have hit it a little bit heavy. Sounded like it.
Easy to do with the wet turf.
Sung-Hyun Park first to go at 16.
Aiming it about a foot out, get it to the crest of the tier. Slope will take care of the rest. Although a rare misread out of her caddy right there. Good lad.
Yeah, he's been reading everything all week, and Jerry, you've been giving him credit for being spot on. Back to 18 right now. Se-Yeon Kim. Okay then. Not the finish they'll put on the poster, but it's safe.
Couple of really good birdie opportunities here. First up at 17, Se-Yeon Yu. Looks like it's going to be another near miss for Se-Yeon Yu.
But she's got a lot at stake here trying to be second.
So in Gee Chun looking to get it to 22 under par.
And went to school, learned a little bit from the Sung-Hyun Park's putt. Doesn't turn much right.
Everybody's missing it. That side, it almost gave up on it. Wow. Still, opportunity 21 under. You think about the records. 19 under is the record for 72 holes in a major on the LPGA Tour. Donnie Pepper, Karen Stupples, Yanni Sen, Christy Kerr, Inbee Park back in 2015, the KPMG. And remember for the men, Jason Day at the PGA last year, 20 under, and Henrik Stenson at Troon, 20 under this year. So in rare territory. And now Shen Shen Fun with her opportunity to get it to 16 under.
Shan said yesterday, after the third round, the putter's been cold for 3 days. Certainly it can't be cold for 4. She hasn't made many today when she needed them most.
Same side. Everybody, Judy. Look at the top 5, though. Major champions throughout. Sung-Hyun Park, not one of those, but Shen Shen Fung and Gee Chun, Se-Yeon Yu. I mean, you've got the top players at the top, Richard.
She finished with 5 birdies in 6 holes yesterday in Kyung Kim. This for 3 in a row heading to 18.
Pretty putt. You know, thinking about that 16th green, just when you think you've got the greens figured out and when you think you've hit the putt on the right line, doesn't happen.
Ticking off the holes in Gee Chun. Just a couple of steps away now from major number 2 and a wire-to-wire win here. Penultimate hole of the final major of the year.
With a long iron, if you're going to hit it back a ways, you have to keep the left side of the fairway to have an angle to that back right hole location. Avoid the trees on this sharp uphill dogleg second shot.
Yeah, chase is on for second place, really, isn't it? Big difference in prize money, more than double between 5th and 2nd.
Beautiful swing from Shan has been on display all week. There's a good one, maybe having to deal with those trees on the second.
Well, at the start of the day, easily have taken this scenario, wouldn't she, Judy?
You bet. You bet. She now ought to be able to breathe playing these last few shots. All she has to do here is keep the ball out of the bunker. And it shouldn't be difficult to hit a short iron up on this green.
She can keep it short of the bunkers with just a club selection off the tee. She's done that. That is ideal position.
Yeah, that's where you would put the ball at 17 if you could place it with your hand.
Meanwhile, at 18, lengthy one to the top shelf for Nomura.
Yeah, up that very steep shelf in the green. Really hard to get the speed correct.
Nomura currently sharing 7th place with Angela Stanford. 5 of the top 6 on the leaderboard right now are from Korea.
Well, I know our leader's given them something to chase the whole tournament, but I have been so impressed with Yeon. For 3 rounds I've walked with her. And here is another cracking drive down the centre of 18. She has been so impressive.
That's a beautiful tee shot. We have remarked through the week that she works now with Cameron McCormick, who you may know as the coach of Jordan Spieth.
Done all right with him. So Young Kim at 14 under. Lengthy one here. What do you think about the dominance of the South Korean players and why and how it's happened?
You know, you're asked that question why all the time, and I wish I knew the real answer. The things that I do know is there's apparently excellent teaching when these kids are kids, when they're first starting in the game. And I think they also have really strong mind training.
Leading the way in a major championship once again.
Accidents happen in a split second.
This guy slams into me. The guy has no insurance or license.
At Martinez Manglardi, for 25 years, we've been fighting for justice in auto accident and medical malpractice cases. Call us or visit our website. We're here to help.
Guts, Glory, Ram 1500. Get 20% off MSRP cash allowance for an average of $11,155 in savings on select Ram 1500 Longhorn Crew Cab models in dealer stock.
Breaking news impacts our lives, families, and our communities. It impacts how we see the world and what we talk about. Because breaking news impacts us all. Turn to where it all unfolds. WESH 2 News.
Breaking news and first alert weather. Download the new and improved WESH 2 News app today.
I'm sorry, but there was nothing we could do.
Unfortunately, that statement is not always true. Medical malpractice is the 3rd leading cause of death in the U.S. If you suspect that a loved one has been harmed by medical malpractice, call us.
Chief Meteorologist Tony Manoffi, WESH 2 First Alert Weather.
5 under.
Good tournament for Jane Park regardless. Get in the hole.
And the 29-year-old from Rancho Cucamonga, California, looking for her first win. 5 under. Solid effort this week. Young Kim right here to finish at 14 under par. You cannot deny the work ethic, though. You go out on a range, and you're going to find a number of South Korean players out there.
It's the truth. Many a late afternoon, early evening, you know, I've gone to the practice tee or gone by the practice tee, and I'm really stunned and impressed by the number of people who I know have been there for 2 or 3 hours since they played. And as people representing a nation, the players from Korea work really hard.
I'm not sure that's the only reason why or what the reason is, but that's part of it. There's no question.
Can we add very talented?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So they gather around 18 to watch this group, and then maybe some history being made with the last. Nomura to save par.
I think one other addition to that is there is a very viable Korean tour, and there is a very viable Japanese tour. And all of these players get a real taste of that very early.
Like this one.
Yeah, just the 7 wins on it this year for Sunghyun Park.
Not many greens have their own little collection area, but this one does.
Yeah, one of the most of the severe greens on this golf course.
Maintains that angle, the club coming just barely from the inside. Got it released maybe a split second early.
Chen Fong with a 9-iron here. Richard and Judy, 124 yards, narrowly has to miss those branches ahead of her. Can't hit it over. She's not a high ball hitter. Just misses them. This is a little left of the hole.
And another one that falls down the slope. That flag perched up on that top right tier, and it's laid bare right now for the championship leader.
Yeah, the ball is above your feet. It's really easy to just turn a little draw on it from there, Jerry.
Yes, it is. It's a 9-iron as well, same yardage, 124. And you only have 4 steps right of it. This is right of it with a little baby draw.
Not quite long enough, but still a very good, solid shot. And a green that is the way I described some greens earlier. There are different portions of the green. That little right corner up there is its own little green.
Well, it must be starting to sink in now.
What a walk down 18 she should have. She will have. I really love the way this player stays in her posture such a long time, stays in the shot, swings to the finish before she actually comes out of her posture. And that's hard to teach, and it's hard for people to get a feel for.
Over to 18, and the second for Yeon.
Yeah, a little bit of breeze here at the moment, directly into them. It's 147 to the front, but 172 to get all the way back. It's drifting a little left. Should be on the back tier, though. Oh, just caught the ridge.
And normally that would come back down the ridge, but oh, there it goes.
I was going to say, last time I looked, it was on top.
Yeah. Can't give up on these because you never know. Yeon sharing second, 17 under. Had made a bogey today. 3 under going out, 2 under coming in. Another major champ. Been a while, though. But another beautiful swing, too.
It is, and she has been working tremendously hard. I like her golf swing as much as I ever have. I think she has made great improvement in this last year. She started with Cameron McCormick in the winter, and a lot of people say, well, my swing is different, and it's really hard to see that their swing is different. But I can see that Yeon's swing is different. She's made her swing a lot rounder. She was a little bit of an up and down swinger, and I don't think it's very long before she hits the winner's circle again, and maybe more than once.
Had a good effort. Top 10 at the ANA Inspiration earlier this year. Top 4 at the KPMG, the second major championship of the year. But she won that U.S. Women's Open back in 2011, one of 3 wins on the LPGA. But she hasn't gotten to the winner's circle since 2014. That's 16 green up there to the left as they walk around. Back to 17.
Well, the most difficult of parts, that angle we just got, gave you a good idea of the step up from the lower tier to the top tier for Sunghyun Park. Caddy again, Chang Chong Hak giving the orders of where to put it, but the line might count, but speed essential as well.
She just had a pretty quick putt at 16 coming back down a slope. This is the absolute opposite. She's got to wrap it.
Superb judgment, yeah, absolutely superb. And this is only her 7th start in an LPGA event It's going to be the 5th time she finishes in the top 6.
Well, only one player in the field has driven the ball longer this week than Sung Hyun Park. That was actually Frenchwoman Joanna Clatton. But Sung Hyun Park, she has had almost a 20-yard advantage over Gee Chun, playing alongside of her.
Won more money this season in Korea than any other player has before. It's a matter of time before we see her a little more regularly outside of her home country. Different putt this one, Judy, for Shen Sheng-Feng from the other side.
I think she's still kind of back up, although this putt's going to move to her right. Yeah, hard to the right.
Yeah, didn't the brakes come on quickly on that one?
Long one on 18 green for Angela Stanford.
This is from the bottom tier up to the top tier. Now it's going to start to swing. Nice line.
Good week for her. Going to finish in the top 10 right now in 7th place. Double figures. She can make that. Just a thought on the 2 favorites coming in. Lydia Ko, a tough week. 2 over. She finished up 73 and in 43rd place. And Arya Jutanagarn inside the top 10, sharing 9th. With a 67 today at 7 under.
Talking of Lydia Ko, she won this event last year by 6 shots. It was the most pleasant of walks down 18, which she birdied. It's going to be a similar feeling, isn't it, for Gee Chun? Hello. Super putt.
She carries herself really well. You know, she smiles a lot. I was telling Terry, actually, Richard, that I just read an article about posture and how posture can affect how you feel about yourself and how other people see you. And I've noticed all week long that this is a young woman with beautiful posture.
I've just sat up very straight.
Yes, we all have.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it looks as if she's going to follow that 3rd spot from last year with 4th in 2016 at Evian. And of course, following that bronze medal, which was her last outing actually before here, the Rio Games.
She is quite the comedian on the LPGA Tour, and it's a lot of fun if you're on the practice tee when Shen Chen's there.
Left to play. A major win came in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and now one.
I'm actually
coming up on the shores of Lake Geneva.
They will head to 18. We head there too, up to the green. So-Yeon Yu for birdie.
So-Yeon would have got a really good read off Angela, who is further away, up and over. She's a little further left. This is a really good line if it keeps going. Gosh, she's played well. Any other week she would have won.
You are so right about that, Sandy. She has just had an excellent week, and she's had an excellent week really without just making a ton of putts.
Judy, how many bogeys for her?
Are we still at 1?
1, yes. Think about that. 4 rounds in the 60s, a 66 today and 1 bogey.
Holy cow, it is impressive.
But it's in Gee Chun, a walk towards history at 18. 1 hole to play at 21 under par in a major championship.
You live a portable life. New Dan and Oikos non-fat yogurt drink fits right in it. With 10 grams of protein and 0 added sugar, 0 artificial sweeteners, 0 fat. Just what you need to help keep you going. New Oikos yogurt drink. Be unstoppably you.
Hit it fast. Hit it hard. Hit it long. Hit it again. And again. Hit it with all you got. And you might just hit it big.
Only 30 players will have a shot at the title of FedEx Cup champion, and the biggest prize in golf is on the line. Our coverage of the Tour Championship begins Thursday at 1 o'clock Eastern on Golf Channel and continues Saturday at noon Eastern on NBC. The final hole of the final day of the final major of the season, the Evian Championship, and it is Sung-Hyun Park who will be first to play off the tee, trailing by 4 as Gee Chun will walk this fairway and up to the green and perhaps make history. She will in one way or another.
This has been Park's best in the bag all week long, and that one was pelted left center of the fairway, not short. Playing into a breeze today, making an already difficult hole even a little more difficult.
Never short that player off the tee.
No, and her length really makes the 18th hole a walk in the park, and whereas for many people it is just a tug-of-war. You have to get the ball in the fairway because it's such a long shot in.
Shen Chen Feng, who was talking about Sung-Hyun Park, said she's as long as Lexi Thompson. She hits it a mile.
Shen Chen's had no problem getting it in the fairway today. Only missed one until now.
Yeah, that's going to be a layup. Especially from that angle. See if she has a backswing. She's been really good off the tee throughout. And here is the player who is at 21 under par, looking to close out her second win on the LPGA Tour, and both of them will have been major championships. 20 under, the best that we have seen, man or woman. Jason Day, Henrik Stenson.
Her coach just wanted her to smile more, to kind of get in the flow of hitting good shot after good shot, get some momentum.
Started that one right where she left side, but never faded.
Right to the end, Judy. And that is no bargain. So, still in doubt, that number, 21 under.
That club absolutely square at the top. She makes a beautiful transition. The right side is the side that it's so easy to lose it here at 18, and I think she just gave it a little bit of help there. She didn't want to lose it to the right, but you know what? She can lay up, no harm, no foul.
While up on the green, I.K. Kim has this for par. Okay. Game has come around the last couple of weeks. The winner last week in Europe, and 12 under this week in 6th place. And that 2 under 69. And this is not the easiest of golf courses. They're making it look easy at 21 under, but there's some challenges here. Stanford, very solid week for Angela.
You know, talking about Yeon Kim shooting 27 under at the Founders Cup. That's desert golf, and desert golf compared with what these players have faced this week is completely different.
Yeah, you think about Ernie Els and 31 under, some of those numbers. This is a different animal, and we are right on the side of the Alps. You don't have an even lie on this entire golf course. We may have more wind right now than we've had all week, and it's a breeze. It's not a big factor, but it is a factor here at 18. Gee Chun will be first to play in that left rough.
This is a surprise, an unnecessary one at that.
Yeah, why would you not lay up here?
About 42 right now. He's playing at least 50 with the call. There's a bit of muck on that too, and it really is.
Yeah, I'm trying to listen in, but really can't hear at the moment.
If she goes, you got to take it at the left corner.
Jerry, you're up by 4. It's a major championship. I know there's a record out there, but she's not thinking about that right now.
No, I think David's trying to take the club out of her hands right now. I would probably break it if I were him.
Short of that, he did take it away. And Judy, we've seen this happen in the past. Not with a leader then losing the tournament here, but those in contention. You just don't, there's not a whole lot you can do with it from that left rough. You have to have just a spectacular shot.
It's really difficult unless you're just one of the very strongest players in the field. She's been so good several times this week at pitching out, doing what she had to do, and still making the par.
It was so tempting because it's lying down green, but it is very lush, very thick, very wet underfoot. And thankfully, sanity prevails here, just a wedge. That is a major championship caddying right there, Judy.
Boy, and it's hard to talk a player off of a shot they want to hit.
Yeah, smart play. The only play. And I know fans at home are going, no, I want to see her go for it too. Get some drama here, but there's no way you could have done that. You shouldn't have done that.
No, that would have been, in any circumstance, really poor course management.
And look at the rough.
Yeah, the wedge was a club, and she had to pay attention to hit the wedge from that rough.
And still a great chance for par. I mean, now, how about Chen Feng on the other side?
It's 176 to the hole, 151 to the front. It is into a good breeze right now, but this is a pretty wispy lie, and a 4 hybrid should have no problem getting it at least to the green. She has mishit a few shots today, but not this one, but a really aggressive line.
It's okay. Yeah, really good.
Can't tell you how many missed shots we've seen from that right rough. People trying to go for it and turning it into a little disaster.
15 under, 2 shots behind Sunghyun Park and So Yeon Yu. And next to go will be Sunghyun Park, who said she was asked when in contention through the weekend here if this would be her biggest win, and she said, no, my first win in Korea would be the biggest. This would be second. Don't know if she actually would win. She'd feel that way, but it's a major. But certainly not intimidated at all this week.
She's got a steely glaze, the power very few ladies possess, and a self-confidence in the way she just conducts herself on the course that is rare. 154 yards is all. Little 6-iron, big draw, not what she was looking for.
Hangs in there, though.
And players like Park, who can rocket the ball up very high in the air, are rare in the women's game. Not to say that players don't hit the ball high enough, but I mean rocket the ball up in the air, and that's an advantage.
So up and down, and it's a long up and down from the fairway. Her third will be on this side of the water, but if she could make par here, she will post a score that we have not seen in a major championship for 72 holes. You think about her year too, so close off it, but also out with an injury for quite some time, and really had to work hard to make the Olympics. That South Korean Olympic team, maybe the hardest thing to do this year.
Yeah, South Korea could have probably, fielded 4 teams. They had enough players that...
Well, she beat out Hana Jang, who's in the top 10 in the world.
Yeah, they just had so many players that were that quality of player.
There was that incident at Singapore airport where Hana Jang's father dropped about a 15-pound carry-on bag down an escalator, and it struck Chun in the back. She was injured, and she was out. She was out of commission for a while. A lot of play in the media over in Korea because those two were fighting for what would have been the final spot on the Olympic team.
And making the Olympic team became a priority for all the Korean players.
So setting up for her third. Jerry, what does she have?
95 yards into an even more freshening breeze at the moment. She hasn't hit a wedge shot, a scoring wedge shot, even mediocre yet this week. They have all been top-notch. A little distraction, understandably so, by the impressive amount of people that brave the weather to come out here and witness what might just turn out to be history in a moment.
Got a great chance below the hole. The applause for a major champion already, and now it's going to be a multiple major winner walking up to the green to seal the deal at 18, maybe in record fashion, but certainly in terms of the LPGA, something no one's ever done.
Well, as we watch this swing with this wedge that gets inside of 10 feet for that par, I'm thinking if she makes this putt, she gives Davy Jones a little kiss on the cheek.
Maybe a little extra bonus. There's more money, too. And we talk about South Korea and what they've done in women's golf. They will have won a major championship, at least one every year since 2011 now. Here's the welcome. And on the outside, at least, it has been a stress-free week at Evian for her. I know on the inside it's different, but she's never looked in doubt about her swing, about what was going to take place. Opened with a 63, shot 65 yesterday, and going to close it out, extending her lead here.
I really think she worked very hard mentally to get a new picture of each shot she was going to play, and visualizing the shot. She talked about visualization, and you could see before every shot, she sort of takes that step back and takes a little breath, and she puts herself into this concentrated mode. And she's done it successfully, and she's done it consistently, and I think that's why you don't see nerves.
She's the number 7 player in the world. She'll improve on that, and who knows, might challenge for number 1 at some point. So many names in the mix now with Lydia Ko and Chutanagarn, Brooke Henderson, the teenager. But she's right there. The setting here at 18 in an event that's been around since the mid-90s. LPGA joining with the sanctioning in 2000. It's been a major now for 4 years. And Chen Feng from the back edge.
Not a putt here. This one has speed to it and fringe.
Got to slow down. All right. That long layoff for Chen Feng after the Olympics. Hasn't played since.
But she's played with great confidence this week. You can tell that she believes in what she's doing and that she feels up to the task.
Some setting, eh? Take a picture of that. Looking out over Lake Geneva. You know, Judy, the other dynamic here, too, is if you're Sung Kyun Park, you've now been in a major championship. Today, though, last 2 days, you're playing with someone you've known since you were a young kid. And the experience here, and I know she plays it down and is not intimidated, but it'll go a long way.
Yes, it will go a long way. And these two players, although they have different kind of golf games in a way, they are certainly equal in talent. And this has to be a little inspirational to her, too.
I mentioned the 7 wins this year. She's won 10 times in all on the Korean Tour.
This is a putt we've seen through the years. Could easily get away from you. Feels like you're putting uphill, but effectively you are not.
And speed just not allowing it to break as much until he got past the hole. Just 22 years old. She and Gee Chun. And she is just outside the top 10 in the world. So she'll take the yardage book back out, get to read all the greens in the yardage books now. Every little break.
If you're smart enough to understand.
Well, on this golf course especially. And just right in mountain over here.
So many arrows going so many ways.
It does get confusing
Yes.
at times. Done a great job with this tournament through the years, making it bigger and bigger. And of course, since it became a major, but it was always a big party over here for the players. And a lot of fun. See Brooke Henderson, Lydia Ko waiting to rush the green at 18. And this to finish up at 17 under and share second place. Yep, right there with So Young Yu. Sung Hyun Park, 17 under par, solidly into second. 4 rounds in the 60s as well. And if you're just watching her for the first time, didn't see her in the other majors, we'll see a lot more of her through the years.
You'll get your chance. Her career is just beginning.
So what do you think? It comes down to this. It's going to be history anyway. 20 under, the best in an LPGA tournament. Chen Chen Fung first. But you think in any way, shape, or form, Gee Chun knows right now?
I would be surprised if she knows about the record. That wouldn't be a good thing to... I don't think that's one of those really positive things to know.
To have come into your mind?
I don't think so.
Yep, Chen Chen finishing up.
Chen Chen Fung, she has done China proud in her entire career and in the Olympics, and now there are 6 players on the LPGA Tour from China.
Yeah, important player. And that win at the LPGA, what is now the KPMG, a few years back. A major championship for her.
Yeah, Terry, I think records are something you discover after you've done it. I don't think that's what you can do when you're trying to win a golf tournament.
You think she thought about it at all as she got ready to play, or as she put her head on the pillow last night? was aware of it?
Well, I can't say. I would say no, because players tend to stay away from all that information while they're in the heat of the battle.
This for par, and to finish at 21 under par. And Gee Chun is gone where no one's gone before. 21 under in a major championship, and the winner here at the Evian. I don't think that's Evian. What a performance over the course of 4 very soggy days here on the side of the Alps.
Well, you can see you fight hard to beat everybody, but there's some great friendships out here.
That include the top players in the world.
All year, so you really have.
Oh, they're fine. Good playing. Yeah, good win. So great time. Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you. Good job. Waterproof don't keep shampoo, right? Good job. No good.
So the best ever total in relation to par in major championship history. Her second win on the LPGA Tour, and both have been major championships, just like the woman who started it all, Se-Ri Pak, back in 1998.
And she drove all of these players to want to try the game, to start to learn the game, and so many of them have become so good. But I tell you, this is really a lovely young woman.
And worth at least another look with the reaction. That last little bit hanging on the edge.
She's done that 2 or 3 times that I've witnessed this week. Taken her medicine and made the par.
And take it all in. A little extra drama coming right down to the wire for a wire-to-wire winner. Started with a 63, never looked back, closed with a 69, and wins by 4. The 5th and final major champion of the season is Gee Chun. Today's coverage is brought to you by Evian, 100% natural spring water, straight from the source.
We are back with the Evian shot of the day. We go back to the par 5, 15th from the heart of the fairway. Second shot for Sung Hyun Park. Back left pin, just 3 paces from the left. And she sticks it in there. Smile on her face, even though the eagle would not allow her to catch Gee Chun. But Sung Hyun Park with the Evian shot of the day. Meantime, the race of the CME Globe. The largest point total available for the rest of the year came this week. And with her win, Gee Chun moves from 10th to 5th. Lydia Ko, number 1 in the world, remains number 1 on this list. To wrap things up for a special major championship week, here's Terry.
When you think about the 4 days here in Evian for Gee Chun, Judy, what's really impressive is the fact that she had the 63 on day 1. She never looked back. There's a challenge in itself to leading by 4 to start the final round and then closing the deal.
Yeah, well, first of all, she did that every night with the lead, but then in the final round, she has 4-shot lead, which is a big lead. And you think, well, that player should be pretty comfortable. And that player is more comfortable than if they didn't have the lead. But the other challenges are, now you're expected to win. Now you cannot let this thing blow up in your face. Now you really have to take hold and make this happen.
In the final group for the second straight day, trying to hold that lead as well. And you've got players who you know very well challenging you at that point. And you close out your second major championship. Pretty impressive the week for her. And the fact that we at least got it in over the course of 4 days. Unbelievable with the weather. We say goodbye. Up next, the Red Bull Global Rallycross season continues in Seattle. Goodbye, everybody.
My birthday tends to be a pretty great day in our house.
You want to meet your grandchildren? This is the biggest moment of your life.
This Is Us. Premieres Tuesday after The Voice on NBC.
Drive out deals every day only at Ford of Claremont. So you want the lowest price, and you don't want to waste time.